I thought it's nice to have us all back in the room together.
No. I thought it's nice to be out there in the
I know it.
all of us together in that one room.
That's why it's hard to fight when you're separated.
What'd you say? I couldn't-
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, I was.
It's 6 o'clock, so I'll call the meeting to order. We have a quorum, everyone's here. If you'll stand, we'll say the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll now have a public hearing for ordinance 2020-08, the Eagleville Pike Zone. Anyone here to speak for it?
Yes, Horton Highway Utility District has purchased that property on Eagle Pike, and I think it stands as a B1 right now, and we're trying to get it rezoned to a B2.
Okay. Anyone else here to speak for it? Is there anyone here to speak against? Seeing no one, public hearing is now closed. The next item is swearing in of our new board member, the Honorable Joe Sedlak.
Where would you like us?
Which one do you want to do?
I can do it from here if you want.
Let's do it over here, Dad.
On this side, Mark?
Yes.
Okay. All right, if you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
perform the duties of alderman
perform the duties of alderman
of the town of Chapel Hill,
of the town of Chapel Hill,
to which I have been elected,
to which I have been elected,
that I will support the constitutions
and I will support the Constitution
of the United States and the state of Tennessee.
of the United States and the state of Tennessee.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Next on the agenda is roll call.
Alderman Falconberry? Here. Alderman Hill? Here. Alderman Joyce?
Here,
Alderman Morton?
Here.
Alderman Sedlak?
Here.
Alderman Williams?
okay. Next item on our agenda is the approval of the agenda. And I want to make a correction to one of these. F is going to be appoint alderman representative to the planning commission. And we will delete to the industrial development board because there's some problems. Do we need for them to approve the change?
We'll go ahead and, approve the agenda.
All right, can we approve the agenda as amended? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
A second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion to approve the agenda as amended passes. Approval of the minutes.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
I have a second. Any discussion?
Yeah, when did we start using military time? Isn't that new?
It is, I thought I'd update things.
Oh, I like it. That's a very correct.
Okay. Any more discussion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved. All right, we'll go down to number 8, citizen input. Someone here?
I got citizen input. I got a question, and Mark, I texted you back, but I didn't get it till I was coming down the road. It didn't go through, so. I got it right now, I should, but my question is on that 20, you said on the 28th, when it'll go through, we've already got it set for tomorrow.
If you're ready, if you have everything ready tomorrow, I don't see any reason why, we couldn't do that tomorrow. I don't think it'll help your timeline based on anything, and I think that 28th would just give you more time to get things ready for the planning commission.
Well, I'd like to go with, I think, would you say the stipulations or the supplements, whatever we can put through. Trying to remember what I said. If we don't have certain things done, we can do it. Yeah, like special stipulations on it. If it's not done, we can go back through it. So like if I don't have anything approved, you can say that it's approved, but this still has to be approved behind it.
Yeah, so as I understand make sure we're on the same page, I'm not sure
Right.
exactly what we're talking about, but I assume that you're talking about submitting a recommendation for a PUD overlay to the planning commission tomorrow night,
Correct.
for them to make a recommendation for the board for the next month.
Correct.
And that's based on what's been submitted previously. I think maybe
Correct.
what Mark may be referring to, and I don't speak, is you want to make sure that the plan that is submitted to the planning commission is what you want to move forward
It
with.
is. I mean, that hasn't changed at all. I mean, nothing's changed since day one.
I don't see any reason why you couldn't utilize both of those meetings to make sure you had things right, address the planning commission tomorrow, and then, if something needs to be changed or corrected, utilize that meeting on the 28th.
That's because I was confused because we had said, everybody had said that it was coming through tomorrow. So I just want to make sure that everything is.
Yeah, it won't help your timeline as far as getting it passed through the Boma, because we can't, the Boma can't pass it on the first reading until it's officially recommended by the planning commission.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, so what? Already on the agenda for tomorrow night, published agenda for the special called meeting. If you want to bring it up for discussion, but it can always be put on the agenda for the 28th.
Well, I think that we've already discussed and it's on the agenda for tomorrow as far as everything. And the last meeting we were all in, we all discussed it being on the agenda for tomorrow.
Okay.
So it should be on the agenda, is it, Mark?
I don't think there's any reason why it can't be brought up tomorrow. But as far as, your timeline, it don't do anything to hurt or help it being on there tomorrow. But one way or another, between tomorrow's meeting and the 28th, the important thing is we get it done before the next Boma meeting, so that the Boma can take it up on the first reading for the PUD overlay.
So I think we originally talked about, though, on the planning side, it's got to go through planning commission before it can go to the Boma. See, we were getting a bounce back and forth, and there's really been no set exact. So we got to go to planning commission first.
Planning commission has to make a recommendation first, yeah.
But there's plenty of them
And
making
you
recommendations.
have two planning commission meetings between now and the next Boma meeting.
Right.
That it can be
Well, I'm
discussed.
saying I got everything enough to have a planning commission recommendation.
Make sure you get that stuff to me tonight if you want it to be sent out to the planning commission.
Okay. Well, I mean, nothing's changed. You should have everything.
As far as those things that were required, like we talked about in the meeting the other day,
Right.
the easement, the CSX stuff, that's all the things that they're still going to ask for in order to make a recommendation.
But you can't make a recommendation because they can't get approval. I mean, there's no sense of having that if it's not going to approve and go through, just like we talked about before.
And that's just make, if you'll get those things, to me, I'll go ahead and send them out to the planning commission. And the more you get to us, the more likely they are to.
Well, we're in the process of
Not
working
running
on
back.
that, but we need to make sure that it's going to go through because we're still going through and we will have those obviously, but obviously won't be 100% approved until we have those. But we'd already discussed it.
Contingent upon.
Keep going on this.
Yes. There's no reason why we can't look at it at tomorrow's meeting. And then, like I say, you will be, should be ready for when the Boma meets next month for them to, take on the first reading of the PUD overlay. But having it tomorrow versus the 28th is not going to help your timeline any.
Right.
The timelines are going to be the same whether it's taken care of tomorrow or if it takes tomorrow and the 28th.
All right. That's fine.
Any other public comments?
I got something.
Okay.
Most of y'all know I started my own business and I got a contract with D.R. Horton. I'm having a problem. I turned in July 31st. I asked for some work orders, get the taps exposed and done. They did one and broke electrical line and then did no more. Been sitting on $10,000 I can't get paid for because I can't finish my job over at D.R. Horton. I'm trying to figure out what do I need to do or what do we need to do to get the work done. Because I went through this when we first started and I did a tap for the city to show them how to do it. Then it went on for a couple of weeks. Then Joey come over and did 7 of them, got me caught up, and we're back in the same boat. And D.R. Horton sold all these houses, except 2, I think so. People are closing this month and I can't finish my job and get paid because the other stuff won't get done.
You want me to take that?
Yes.
Yes, Mom. His request, just like all others, are, you know, on the list of things to be done. And, you know, they get done as we can. You know, we're aware that those need to be done, and we've been over there 3 or 4 times, and we'll go back over there when, you know, when we, you know, get time to do it. But of course, as everybody knows, that's not the only thing that we've got going on. And, you know, John himself knows that sometimes you can't get to things as soon as it's requested.
Well, it's been 6 weeks. 6 weeks. So, I mean, they sent the part-time guys over there. They had no business on the machine. They found one tap and broke the electrical line that we got to fix. But I got to fix it for Tommy Atkins. They dug another one beside the road and the tap's 15 foot from it. They said, Joe said to cut it and let me make my own tap. I don't know if that's true or not, but like I said, they're moving forward. So D.R. Horton's got to get involved, whatever they need to do to get it done. I mean, I get their stuff to be done, but 6 weeks. 13 or 14 houses ain't done.
Well, I hope we can get something in the pipeline so we can get it done.
Who do we have that's qualified to do that?
It's just a matter of uncovering the taps. It's just a matter of getting personnel.
But
over
doesn't
there
that
to-
take the machine or something? Like a
Yeah.
backup?
Yes, I mean,
And so I couldn't go do it.
no.
Some of them got to be found because there's no market. I do it myself. It's getting to the point where I can't sit on $10,000 for 2 months and I get paid because I can't finish my job. So, like I said, 6 weeks, you know, few could get done here and there. I mean, I get it, but I mean, nobody's been over there. So, I mean, the part-time guys and that, they ain't been back.
Well, let's hope that we can figure out how we can get that worked in. I don't know the answer to that.
Because I got 8 more at the townhomes. I signed a contract with them and D.R. Horton last Tuesday. Signed a contract with a new subdivision they're building. So this ain't going away. So it's going to have to be, you know, something kind of kept up with, I guess. Or contract it out to get somebody to do it. I mean, it's just, you got to move forward.
Maybe that's an option, that if we can't get it done, we have to contract it. I don't know.
I don't think that there's any reason to contract it out. I mean, it's on the list of things to be done and it'll get done.
Okay. That answer your question?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Any other public comments? Hearing none, we will move on to communications from the mayor, and I have none. Anybody else want to say anything, communicate anything?
The only thing I wanted to communicate was that I wanted to be on the codes committee.
I thought you were on.
Well, I didn't, as I was reading this,
You didn't see it.
I didn't see.
And then I want to be on the
I thought he was on code.
code, one more code, and I'm supposed to be on the other one too.
Well, that's the one we're supposed to be nominating tonight.
Okay.
That's the one that,
Yeah.
all right. We'll move on to the approval of the financial report. You have it in your packet.
Make a motion.
I have a motion to approve the financial report. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll.
Alderman Falconberry,
Yes.
Alderman Hill,
Yes.
Alderman Joyce,
Yes.
Alderman Morton,
Yes.
Alderman Sedlak,
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Motion passes. The approval is given. Appointments. We're quite lengthy here. Nomination and appointment of alderman to fill Alderman Lawrence's unexpired term. Do I have a nomination?
I would like to nominate Garcia
I have a
with pleasure.
I have a motion to nominate Horace Hill.
Second.
I have a second. Do I have any other nominations? Do I hear a motion to elect by acclamation?
I move to elect
I have a motion to elect. Do I have a second?
Second.
Call roll on that.
Alderman Falconberry.
Yes.
Alderman Hill.
Yes.
Alderman Joyce.
Yes.
Alderman Morton.
yes.
Alderman Sedlake.
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Congratulations, Horace.
Thank you.
Nomination and appointment of vice mayor. Do I have a nomination?
Well,
I
would like-
nominate Mary Joyce.
I thought you,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
This has to be official.
it has to be official.
Oh,
I
okay.
nominate Mary Joyce.
Thank you.
I
Do I have a second?
I second it.
Okay.
I thought we needed somebody new because you were.
Me too. I was
I would
gonna-
Do we have any other nominations? Do I have a motion to nominate by acclamation then?
Yes.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Call roll.
Alderman Falconberry.
Yes.
Alderman Hill.
Yes.
Alderman Joyce.
Yes.
Alderman Morton.
Yes.
Alderman Sedlake.
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Resolution to appoint beer board members. And if you look, you will see, if I can get back to that. I have to just pull this out.
2026.
And you will see we have
Brian, Dottie, Joe.
Brian Williams, Dottie Morton, and Joe Sedlak.
Am I correct that we have a meeting tomorrow at 5?
That is correct.
Do I have
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion to approve these? Do I have a second?
A second.
I have a second.
Eager.
When you'll get by, they'll have a quorum without you. All right, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Congratulations, we have a beer board. Resolution to appoint a Boma representative to the Library and Archives Board. And that would be just me.
Mary Joyce.
And so you have a motion to
I'll second.
approve, motion to second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, then we're gonna go down to appoint an alderman to no, I've skipped one. We're going to appoint the BZA board, and that would be Horace Hill, Jeff Knox, Isaac Zimmerly, and Joe Sedlak. On, do I have a
I'll make the
motion?
motion.
Have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Any opposition? Okay, motion carries. Now we have a motion to appoint, well, I need a nomination to appoint someone to represent the Board of Mayor and Aldermen to the Planning Commission. This is one that the board elects, not appointed by the mayor. So do I have a nomination for that?
Can I dominate myself?
No. That's the one where
I'm nominating Mike.
I have a motion to nominate Mike. Do I have a second to that nomination?
A second.
I have a motion and a second to appoint Mike to the Planning Commission to represent the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? This is concurrent with a term Mhm. Okay. A resolution to establish an events code and beautification committee. And
Can I address Dottie's question
Yes.
that she had? This one's set up for the mayor to appoint this board other than the board representative. So the others that were, we've talked about willing to serve on this board would be appointed by the mayor.
Okay.
okay, so do we need a nomination for the two board representatives?
The way we've got this drawn up is it establishes the board, establishes that the mayor appoints the other board, all the at-large board members, and then it also appoints Mike to serve as the Boma representative for a term of 2 years.
Okay.
Well, is it okay to have no more than one alderman? He's just the board representative.
That's correct.
Okay.
And the 2 years would represent, his term that he's got left. And then if, assuming that you were to be appointed to that board, you'd get 4 years because it.
Yeah.
Okay, you're on that board, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve the nomination?
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Any opposition, motion carries. Now we'll get to old business. That was long. The second reading for the Eagle Pike zoning amendment.
Make a motion.
I have a
I'll
motion
second.
to approve. I have a second. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all roll.
Yes. Alderman Joyce.
Yes.
Alderman Norton.
Yes.
Alderman Sedlak.
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Old business B, resolution 2020-22, animal shelter interlocal agreement.
I'm content.
You're content.
Yeah.
Would you like to make a motion to approve?
I would.
I'll second.
I have a motion to approve and a second. Any discussion? Call roll.
Alderman Falconberry.
Yes.
Alderman Hill.
Yes.
Alderman Joyce.
Yes.
Alderman Morton.
Yes.
Alderman Sedlak.
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Moving on to new business, resolution 2020-31, approved contract with J.R. Walford for wastewater treatment facility design.
I'll make the motion as long as they get it done in less than 3 years.
I do want to add that I put in front of everybody some amended language. So this would be, contingent upon this amended language. And part B, under compensation, we took out the word monthly, so as not to confuse that we were going to be paying that on a monthly basis. And then we added section 14, a termination suspension clause, just in case our revenue don't show up like we think it, like we think it's going to, or, some other, if anything else happens where, we see that we need to suspend it or hold off until our revenue gets right, we've got a way to do that.
So I want to check your motion was as amended with this, and then the second was that. So do I need to do anything else?
We got a second.
We got a,
Right first.
Nobody, I don't think it was.
we didn't get a second. Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
So
I have a second now,
the second as amended.
as amended. Okay. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, would you call the roll?
Alderman Falconberry.
Yes.
Alderman Hill.
Yes.
Alderman Joyce.
Yes.
Alderman Morton.
Yes.
Alderman Sedlak.
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Okay, resolution 2020-32, approve the contract with Heathcote and Davis Phase 2 TAP grant.
this would be for the part of the TAP grant that goes from Depot Street to the elementary school.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
I have a motion. I have a second. Any discussion? All right.
Alderman Falconberry.
Yes.
Alderman Hill.
Yes.
Alderman Joyce.
Yes.
Alderman Morton.
Yes.
Alderman Sedlak.
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Resolution 2020-32, approved revised contract with Chapel Hill Youth Baseball and Softball for Depot Park.
This is something that if y'all want to go through the changes in the language, we'd be glad to. If y'all have any
Are you
questions.
happy with everything, the way that it's broken down now?
I haven't seen it. I just came in case y'all had questions or.
If you want me to, Keith, I'll go through kind of,
Okay, yeah.
you know, some of the things that we changed on number 5, surrender of premises is where we come up with, you know, one of our first snags. We omitted that entire clause on number 5, where that, you know, that dealt with surrender of the premises. And let me pull it up and make sure here. And getting back to the utilities, which was the first thing that was requested, that was changed. We have it in here under section
14.
Yeah, 14, that basically says that
I think that's an older version.
yeah, I don't think that's the one. It says that the let's see here. Under 14, it says, to the extent permitted by law, the city shall agree to reimburse lessee for utilities on an annual basis for a period of 10 years from the date of this agreement. And once again, to the extent permitted by law, you know, was put in there in case the comptroller or audit has any issues with what we're doing, we may have to look at that. Let's see, the next thing that was used by others on number 7, we changed one word. I'm thinking on that one, where it did say lessee. It used to say lessee shall allow other persons to use the premises. Now it says lessee may allow others to use other persons or organizations to use it, which would give y'all, you know, control of people using that portion of the facility. Y'all could or could deny it if you wanted to.
Do they have a copy of this new contract?
No, I just sent this out today and spoke with Keith on the phone and asked him if he could be here to.
Well, then,
They'll still
we
have,
don't know what we're voting on either.
and that's what we're doing right now is going through the language that's
But
changed.
it's not on paper.
Is that the only thing that's changed since the last?
Yeah, I mean, we've got it right here. This last
Little
version of it.
technicality, just because I say. I mean, I don't want to hold anything up.
No, but I mean, it's right here where that.
But on that other thing, you said on the first number 5 or whatever, you said we're gonna mark that out. Well, it's not marked out.
Yeah,
And we're voting on something that's not there.
yeah, right here it says deleted.
Oh, it does say delete. Well,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you. That's nice. Well, there was something else that, okay, well, I'm with you if it's okay with with them, but I still would prefer, if I'm gonna vote on something, to read it and know what I'm voting on for future reference. And I'm sorry.
We pretty much matched everything we discussed in that meeting. Mark, is that what this comes down to?
Yeah, we're trying to take the things that were brought up in that meeting and address them, to somewhat to everyone's satisfaction.
Do we still have the window that we discussed approving this tonight so that they can get started? I don't want to hold Keith up any longer either.
Our engineer, don't mean to interrupt, but our engineer's about 70% done. He's waiting on us. We
Right.
and said,
Right.
you know,
But do we still have that window?
That's what we're,
Okay.
he's getting close.
I didn't come to the last meeting, y'all had with him.
So,
Are you good with it?
are you happy with this?
I'll make a motion.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. Now, do we need to discuss the,
And just, I wasn't at the workshop, of course, but what I did based on conversations with Mark was take that memo that we had received and make changes, basically tried to make all the changes that they had requested in that memo, then sent it to Mark, and he had a couple of tweaks in 14 and 15 that are still highlighted here. And those are the only change, which, again, it involved deleting a couple of sections that they had issues with, that they have requested be deleted. Those are gone. And then the other issues in 14 and 15, they're highlighted there. So those are the changes. Again, I don't know what exactly y'all discussed at the work session, but I think.
It sounds like you
Mark-
covered it
You're
out.
good with it, right, Todd? You've been over it. We're protected.
Yeah, well, then, it's a big, of course, it's a big contribution for everybody involved, for the organization that's doing this. To allow the use of this park. So, I mean, as comfortable as you can be with the 99-year term of something that's out there,
I guess that's still my question, Todd. If we approve this tonight, because I know his folks are going to want to go through this. That's kind of been our hiccup throughout the whole time. Is there a window at all once we say yes to this?
So what will happen if you go ahead and approve this version of the contract and then they approve it and sign it and move forward, they'll bring back their plan to planning commission and to the
I
board.
meant more if they have a problem with our or issue with wording or that type of thing. Is there still a window once we approve this to change that?
Right, yes, again, they can always, if they have an issue with some of the language, they can always bring it back, because it's not a contract until we both sign off on it.
You go with that, Keith?
I'll stick to my motion.
I have a motion and a second, and we're ready to vote on it unless there's other discussion.
I still would like to have it, I'd like to see what I'm voting on in front of me, but I'm voting yes, so.
All right.
Alderman Falconberry.
Yes.
Alderman Hill.
Yes.
Alderman Joyce.
Yes.
Alderman Morton.
Yes,
Alderman Sedley.
Yes, as amended.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Okay. The resolution carries. Okay. Now we are down to resolution 2020-34 fire hose bid.
This your expertise, Joe?
I'm not sure what it's all about yet. I've been reading on it. I know we did some hose testing, and we have some that went out, and he applied for a grant to get the different styles of hose, which he has listed here, and these are gonna be less friction loss and less kinking to the type of hose that we use. So less friction loss, less pressure on the individual using it, back pressure on it, and less on the engine that's using it.
So what I'm saying is he is planning on spending this amount of money. That's within his budget.
Yeah, this
It
is,
is within.
And so he is,
Well, that was part of that grant that got
Grant.
approved back in May, I believe.
so that's part of his grant, but that was within
That was
the
already been
budget.
It was already in.
So
I'll make a motion.
have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Call roll.
Alderman Falconberry.
Yes.
Alderman Hill.
Yes.
Alderman Joyce.
Yes.
Alderman Morton.
Yes,
Alderman Sedlak.
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Motion, resolution carries. Ordinance 2020-09, capacity fee for wastewater infrastructure, first reading.
Is that what that's back down?
Yes, this would be the new $5,000 fee that's added to each, each home being constructed, the money would be dedicated to pay for wastewater treatment facility.
Make a motion.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, I will ask that we call roll.
Alderman Falconberry.
Yes.
Alderman Hill.
Yes.
Alderman Joyce.
Yes.
Alderman Morton.
yes.
Alderman Sedlak.
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Any other business?
If, I hate to hold everybody up, but on the town administrative report, a lot of it, I don't even know what it is, but I just hope that the power shows is concerning the next year's 3rd of July, or
Yes.
whatever.
They had contacted me and basically said that if we could agree to next year's show by October, we could do it at the same price. Because they had a lot of shows canceled this year and they're trying to
Oh, yeah.
generate a little revenue. So if we agree to do that by the end of October, we can get it at this year's price.
Can you make that call, or do we have to vote on
I'll
it?
probably have to, y'all will have to do at least a budget amendment. Well, that's included in our budget, but y'all will have to approve that contract at some point. But that's what that meeting was
Okay.
about, is get that done by October. So it'll probably be, that contract will probably be on our meeting next month.
That would be October. wouldn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm getting my
But he would
months
have a
mixed up.
commitment, probably a tentative commitment.
Correct.
Okay, any other business?
I'm with you, Jern.
I have a motion to adjourn. Do I have
I do have one thing I've already talked to Mark about, but I want to publicize it. I do want the town to try to do something that we can do for the kid, our football player that got hurt. I want to be involved in that, and I think I'm gonna have to go to the school. And I don't know what the rules is on that, Todd, so we wanted to talk and see what the city can do for him and his
You got
family.
anything going on we can help you with, Jim? Nothing else. I
We're
know
going-
you got wrapped up in that world there.
I just know that the last update that we have gotten is, I guess it was last night, he had to go have emergency surgery. He had a hole in his lung, but his oxygen level's back up. He's in the process of just, if you still got him on the ventilator, to just let him relax. And of course, I'm sure everyone saw News Channel 4 contacted us to really help promote all the businesses and stuff that's going to be helping us out. The biggest thing is his family needs a lot of help and a lot of prayers. I mean, that was given when the accident happened, and we're thankful that the team we were playing, they've also started a drive over there in Moore County, so that was big help for us. Just anything to help this family out would be really, really good, because they, like I said, they need all the help they can get.
If you run across something you feel is worthy, could you get in touch with them?
Is there any reason we couldn't just cut a check to the family
What
for them to use as they please?
what we had talked about earlier is I don't think we can do that. We would have to go through some association, some nonprofit, like if the Touchdown Association wanted to hold a fundraiser of some kind,
We will
you know,
pay
we
for that.
could donate to them to provide the food or something like
We've
that.
got something going on through our Touchdown Association. You can drop a donation off, whether it be food, check, or whatever, and it comes through us, and we can ensure that it gets to the family.
Yeah.
You can go across the bank, Lindsay Allen, she's kind of the one heading all the funds up for that.
I'll
So,
get with her and talk to her about it too.
Yeah, we would
That's
have to
an
do it through some nonprofit organization.
Okay, through some nonprofit organization. Okay, I see.
I know who.
That makes sense.
I just want to do some, I want everybody to be
We can
involved. and I
discuss
want
the
to do
number tonight,
Well, I
so
think-
That's
you
the
can handle that,
I
Mark?
think
Or,
Cass is-
Do whatever you.
is it- what-
Yeah, I would suggest we maybe identify the organization that we're gonna make the donation through and bring that back for y'all next month, if it's okay.
I'll find one and I'll do that weekend. I'll get with Lindsay and I'll ask her.
Okay.
Any other business? I have a motion to adjourn
Yes.
I second.
and a second. All in favor, rise.
Oh, I thought no one would.
He's got a